Hey YouTube, your Metagross Freak here, and today we're taking a look at a package I actually ordered off of eBay. Thank you in advance to Kellen Kincaid of Mustang, Oklahoma, for selling this to me. I'm very excited because today we're taking a look at Transformers Prime Soundwave. Now, if you have been following my channel for a little while, you'll know that this is the last Soundwave, or one of the last Soundwaves I need. Unfortunately, I don't have it mint in box, but look, I've got the card, and that looks so cool. I've got the instructions, which I'm really glad they included. And then, oh, here we go. Here is Soundwave. And yeah, it looks great. Very, very cool. I'm gonna get him into a slightly more, well, I guess a slightly better pose, and then we'll do the thing. Here's a closer look at Soundwave now that I've gotten the limbs all situated, and holy cow does he have a lot of joints. Like, he has 2 joints in the shoulder, 2 joints in the upper arm, an elbow joint, and then a forearm joint, and a wrist joint. He has a lot of joints. A very, very cool looking figure. And he comes with his little buddy Laserbeak. So, see, I think if I just pull these little wing panels forward, I can hopefully pull this little guy out. Oh, there it goes. And you can see that does leave a bit of a gap in his chest. But that gives us a itty bitty laser beak. I know he's off camera, but that gives us a laser beak to work with. Obviously, this is the least cool laser beak in the series, but he's essentially just an attack drone. And because he's got a little peg, you can peg him onto Soundwave's hand. Let me see if I can get this at a good angle. Yeah, there we go. So you can, there you go. As you can see, you can put Laserbeak on his hand, so he can do the traditional Soundwave holding Laserbeak thing. And surprisingly, this is not the only Soundwave. Well, actually, if you've been following the aligned continuity, you know this isn't the only Soundwave in this continuity. The aligned continuity includes, of course, the War for Cybertron Soundwave, the Fall of Cybertron Soundwave. Oh, and looks like I'm dropping Laserbeak here. Yeah, there we go. And of course, the since it is the sequel to Robots in Disguise, sorry, Prime, we have the Robots in Disguise Soundwave with, of course, their respective Laserbeaks. So I think it's safe to say that Laserbeak definitely got an upgrade going into Robots in Disguise. I think this is a good lineage of going from War for Cybertron to Fall of Cybertron. Oop, darn it. And I think a lot of people, I think, who followed these games were surprised when it was shown that a Fall of Cybertron Soundwave turned into this super lanky Slenderman style Soundwave here, from this to this. A lot of people were really surprised. That's just the direction they took the character. But both of them are equally good Soundwaves. This is more of your traditional Gen 1 Soundwave. This is more the iteration. He's very, very sleek, very silent. I mean, he only has like 3 lines of his own in the entire series. They're both great. I like the color of this one a little bit more because it's a little more sonic blue. But this one's definitely more traditional Soundwave right here. And of course I do like the weapons and the Laserbeak more, as opposed to this Soundwave who has no weapons, because, well, Laserbeak is technically his weapon, and, well, he basically has swords for hands. And of course we have to compare them with the Prime Soundwave with the Robots in Disguise Soundwave. You can definitely see some similar elements. Their heads have a very similar appearance to each other. They've got some very angular body parts. So this Soundwave, of course, turns into a car, while this Soundwave turns into, well, for lack of a better word, a like stealth jet. Of course, we have little laser beaks here. Of course, this laser beak comes with activator Soundwave as opposed to the Warrior Class Soundwave, but I mean, still, they're one and the same, basically. I'm really happy that I finally have this figure. I've wanted this figure for like 5 years. And one thing I have noticed right off the bat is he does have some minor balance issues, though I think maybe one of his heels got bumped. There we go. There we go. Yeah, both of his heels were bumped, so he was basically bouncing on his toes. Now he's more stable. Awesome. And so now, enough of the old sound waves, or I guess the sound waves I've already reviewed. Let's transform this bad boy into his recon drone mode. So here is Soundwave in his recon drone mode. You can see he's very much just kind of a small aircraft with no real cockpit. Looks like he's got like a single thruster in the back, and Laserbeak folds up very nicely on his chest. You can barely even tell he's there, save for the little wing spikes that pop up in the back. He folds up very nicely, though you can, if you look from the underside, you can definitely see legs and folded up arms. But and he's even got some dark blue detailing there that that's something you don't normally see it, but and you can see from the top there's some robot-y bits too. It's not perfect, but given the posability and the fact that they definitely turn, like I said before, kind of a Slender Man-like figure into a plane and back, is pretty awesome. Because this Soundwave's vehicle mode is so different from all the other Soundwaves I have. I mean, the closest one I have is the Voyager class Cybertron Soundwave, which turns it basically into a stealth bomber. But that's a Voyager. All the other Soundwaves I have that are Deluxe Class or around Deluxe Class are basically some kind of wheeled vehicle. So I figured it'd be better to compare him with two contemporaries that I've reviewed recently, those being Transformers, Robots in Disguise, Warrior Class Starscream. So you can see, there we go, kind of roughly the same size. And then I actually showed this figure in yesterday's video, or the previous video I did, but here is Robots in Disguise, Warrior Class Windblade. Again, they're roughly the same size, so it's good to see that scaling isn't changing much over the years. But this figure definitely has a lot more posability than others, and you even have a kind of a little extra bonus mode, or not a bonus little thing, but the bottom part, the part that forms the heels of the robot, actually can open up to be kind of like a little beak. So technically, you can consider it to be kind of a bit of a beast mode. I don't see any visible Decepticon symbols anywhere, at least not on the vehicle mode. On his front artwork, though, tilt up, you can see he does have one on his shoulder, but obviously if we look where his shoulders are, that doesn't exist on the toy. So yeah, I would assume it's just because he's so iconic as a character, they felt maybe they didn't need to give him one. And of course you can plug Laserbeak on top into this screw hole. At least I believe you can. I've seen it be done. There you go. You can plug Laserbeak up on top if you want to have him riding on top in vehicle mode, at least when he's not collapsed in the chest, or you can just have him flying alongside like that. So that's kind of cute. Overall, I would say that while the Laserbeak isn't the best, and while he's kind of a departure from the more traditional Gen 1 style Soundwaves, the Transformers Prime Soundwave is really cool and was definitely worth the money I paid to get him. I've wanted this figure for a while, and I'm glad I was able to find it at a reasonable price. So, once again, I've been Metagross Freak. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, stay superior, my Transformers fans.